guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. A little bit late start today because I got, quite a busy morning this morning. Anyway, before I start, my name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today, I'm going to talk about a tiny bit heavier topic. The reason of that is my husband and I get into some kind of debate, friendly debate this morning. And, basically what happened is there was someone say something really mean to me. And then for me, I just, refused someone to come to my house. So in her defense, my husband would say, because this person always say she had depression, like, prolonged depression and all kind of disease, right? So in her defense, my husband say, well, we don't know her depression, right? That we don't know. Even though I too suffered depression twice in my life, my husband would say, well, not the way she does, right? Because she suffered for a long time and we just suffer for a short time compared to her. But for me, depression is depression, which I'll come back to discuss with you guys one time, right? So depression is depression no matter how long or how short, right? Like we've gone through that and we know exactly what it's like. And, just because someone have it for a long time, like doesn't, entitle them to do things that's disrespectful. Does that make sense to you guys? Because I'll bring you, if you guys refer to my previous episode, soon you'll realize accountability is actually very, very important. In order to create a life that you wanted, a life that you're always looking forward, in order to manifest a life or pursue your dream, you have to first accountability. Accountability means I'm the cause of the things. I am the cause of anything that happened to me, right? Once you understand you are the cause of it, then you will be able to create whatever it is that you want in your life, right? So when it comes to disease, which depression, a lot of people the worst depression you can have really is you literally find no meaning in your life, right? When people suffer through depression, which a lot of my clients did, they really much, they are trapped in their story so much, they really don't have time to care about your story. Because in that time, they have seriously struggled to figure out who they are, what they are, and why are they even here, right? So I saw a lot of cases, and I too, as I say, I too struggle through it. But I don't want to talk about it right now because today I'm just gonna talk about how we disable ourselves. So what happened is the people who is suffering through depression, right? Does that entitle you to be disrespectful to people? I get it. Sometimes we cannot control emotion. Like it doesn't matter normal people or non-normal people. Like we all go through that time. We cannot control our emotion and our things like that. But my problem, not really problem. What I really say is, but what do we decide to do after that, right? What do we choose to do after that? When we have that awareness, we have just done something wrong. Normal people, or even, normal people would know we have to suck up, right? You have to suck up our mistake. We got to go apologize. We even have to buy them lunch, dinner. We can really, put ourselves in the doghouse to make up for our mistake, right? But how about those people who have disease? What do they choose to do, right? Do they realize, oh, I did something really bad, I should really, make up to it? Or do they say, hey, look, I have depression, that's just what I do. That's just what I do. I tend to be disrespectful when I'm upset. Okay, what I'm saying is, this is, no matter what disease you have, there's always accountability. That means you deal with whatever you do, right? Consequence of it. You deal with consequence of it. So a lot of time, the reason I bring up the topic of this is what we do not realize is we often disable ourselves by enabling our label. The label, it doesn't matter what it is. It can be ADHD, it can be depression, it can be, anxiety, it can be, a sociopath. You know what I mean? Like, I come to this age, thank God when I was kids, there are a lot of diseases, but there are not many labels. But come to this age, I realize there are so many labels around it. And we're so used to having labels define who we are instead of believing who we truly are. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give you an example. I used to care for these kids who got a lot of phobia, right? A lot of phobia. it starts with very, afraid of height, afraid of open space, afraid of dark, afraid of, too many people, you know what I mean? Or afraid of, activity, afraid of things, right? So sure enough, I don't believe in it, but it's because it's not like I don't believe he got phobia. I actually believe he got phobia, but I don't believe in enabling phobia. So what I did is I understand all disease can be cured, right? I get it. It takes a lot of effort. Even though a lot of time I would prefer to say, you know what, I'm just going to leave him alone, because it's so much easier to leave him alone than working with him. Because working with him, there's a debate, there's a misunderstanding from parents, there's all kind of things I had to deal with, right? But, every time I go to that space, I got to pull myself and say, look, then what am I trying to do? Or how am I going to prove my theory is right? So, there was a period of time I worked with him from day and night. There are times like I refuse to have his life be like this, because, if you're afraid of open space, you cannot go anywhere. You're afraid of dark, you cannot go anywhere, right? So I worked with him pretty much day and night, to a point that I even had to neglect my own kids. Just believe my kids can do their own thing, and I put all my attention on this kid. Just make sure he can overcome the fear of even go on the escalator, even go on to the elevator, and things like that, right? So I put intention coaching with this guy. It takes some time, right? He finally getting better, right? You can see he realized he disassociated that fear. He realized there's no need to be fear, because we'll always be there. We coach him what to look for when he's in fear, right? So sure enough, whatever I do, his parent doesn't really quite agree with it, because the parent think I'm putting their son in a very uncomfortable place, right? And I'm forcing him to do something that he did not want to do. So I've been, whatever disagree with, or whatever you said, whatever attitude toward me. Anyway, at the end, it fall out. So I no longer have to care for these kids. And then, it's just not until like a year after I ran into the parent of this kid, the other parent of this kid. And then it turned out all those fear that I spent months trying to help this kid overcome, now is only getting worse. So now what happened is this kids no longer want to go anywhere, right? Just staying at home because it's afraid of everything, right? So this is what I'm trying to say here is, this is just an example to say to you guys. When you start enabling your label mean, he's scared of this, don't do that, right? He had depression, that's what I do. He got HADD, that's why he's lupus, and things like that. Or he got autism, therefore, he just scream all his way, whatever he does, right? What are we really trying to do here? Really, think about it, step back. What are we really trying to do here? Are we really trying to, help them to cope with this world? This world got all kind of judgment, all kind of people and all that. Are we really trying to help them, or are we disabling them? You know what I mean? Like, I get it. There are moments I simply cannot control, right? Because I too have that emotion. But what happened afterward, right? Do we just go around telling people, hey, the reason he said losing to you because, she's suffering depression. She just cannot control. I get it. Now, 10 days later, 1 month later, you realize you did something really bad. What? So what? Just because you got depression, you don't have to apologize for it? You know what I mean? Or, you're afraid of something. Okay, you know what? He's afraid of the dark. He's afraid of the dark. Just don't force it. You know what? Night's gonna fall every night. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So when the night fall, you just basically tell your kid don't live. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, even like autism kids, right? I knew this autism kid used to scream. It's just the way he communicates, that's what he does. He screams, right? Does that mean it's okay? I mean, either I'm gonna go around telling people, hey, that's what he did, or I said, look, I can take my time, which is exactly the way I did with like kids with a lot of phobia, and say, you know what, I get it, but that is not acceptable. Let's try to reduce our tone. Next time I scream again, I will say, you know what, let's try again. You know what, let's try again. I say that I believe I can say that to a kid that is not even my own, and I can help him get better. I believe those people who actually have their own kids, you guys can do 10 times better job than I do. Why? Because that's someone you care and someone you love. You know what I mean? It's don't allow yourself to be in the position believing there's nothing you can do, because once you start believing there's nothing you can do, there's nothing you can do. You know, no matter who say what, there's nothing you can do. It's only at that moment you say, look, I might have this label on me, but I refuse to let this label live my life. I refuse. You know why? Because I gonna create my life. I gonna make a difference of it. You know what I mean? So it's at that moment you decide something, there's something you can do. Then that's the moment you will see there's something you can do. So anyway, you know, the reason, strong debate, I guess it will show how strong that debate is. The reason I really want to share it with you guys is I just come to this age and come to see, I mean, a lot of time clients come to me, the first thing they say, hey, look, I have a depression. Or, you know, look, I have anxiety, or look, I have OCD, you know, I'm sociopath, you know. Like, I have a lot of clients come to me and express, the first thing they do is express what their disease they have. What I'm here to say is, if I buy into your label, if I do buy into your label, there's no way I can cure you. Not to mention I can not cure you, I would not be able to cure myself. Right? So really, not like it's gonna be an easy journey, not like it's gonna, you know, you're gonna solve that problem right away, but I am here to suggest whatever disease you carry on, whatever label you carry on, whatever it is, the moment you decide you no longer is controlled by that label, that's the time you're gonna make a difference. That's the moment you will see how you are going to make a difference. You know what I mean? But as long as you let that label define who you are and control you, you enable that label to speak for you, you are crippling yourself, because you already decide there's nothing I can do about it. You know, when you stay in that position believing there's nothing you can do about it, there's nothing is going to happen for you, because you already give up on yourself. So anyway, just a little, you know, expression I really, you know, really want to share with you guys, because I just seen too many unnecessary labeling out there. You know, just because people have disease doesn't mean they don't have to learn to be accountable for their action, right? It takes a lot of coaching, it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of, you know, repeating yourself almost like a broken record. I get it, but you know, that's how we are going to help them make a difference. That's how we are going to help them have a better life, instead of enabling them, instead of enabling us, whatever label that was thrown on us. If people say we are fat, we believe we are fat. Guess what? Losing weight is going to be a difficult journey for you. So what I'm saying is, you know, in this case, we're talking about labeling other people, but if you guys have time, I really want you guys to really sit back and think about what label you have been giving yourself. Have you been giving those label power to disable yourself as well, right? Maybe if you do want a different life, maybe you do want the life that you always wanted, then start making a difference. Start giving those labels any power to claim you, because really they don't own you. Anyway, again, I hope I expressed it all, so my afternoon will be better. Again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Periscope, or go to my Facebook, or go to subscribe my YouTube channel, or my website, ruowen.com. Till then, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!